Alright, guys, my name is Soham and welcome back to Wonder Why Z. And today we are once again talking about the reboot series of Digimon Adventure. This time it's episode 3 and To the Digital World. So let's talk about it. First of all, thank you so much Toei Animation for not screwing this up. I was really worried that with the appearance of Omnimon in the very second episode, Toei Animation will screw this season up. But thankfully, at least that's not the case. And we get the continuation of the previous week's fight with Algomon, and the scene is very much reminiscent from our war games. The short compositions, the lightning, and all the poses that are taken here, they are very much reminiscent of our war games movie. In a similar fashion, Taichi and Yamato are placed on top of the shoulder of Omnimon and the fight begins. Now, the fight choreography, the animation, and everything associated with it looks really, really beautiful. If you have not seen this episode, please stop this review and just go and watch the episode first and then come back here. It's so damn gorgeous. Thus, the fight properly begins, and in the very beginning, there is a subversion of expectation. The very same move which stopped Diaboromon from our war games is used as the very first move in this fight. But as a subversion of expectations, that does nothing. That particular composition was really cool in my opinion, but this Algomon, it just dodges the attack, and a very beautiful fight ensures after that. After a little back and forth, as you know, happens in all these fights, there's a very particular scene that is very important and impressive in my opinion. Algomon assumes this huge sort of form and it absorbs the surrounding data and just engulfs itself throughout the environment, creating a dark mess sort of a thing, and his eyes are protruding from everywhere. Like, this scene is very much reminiscent of when Diaboromon multiplied itself and just made a circular globe encasing Omnimon. And in a very similar fashion, Algomon attacks Omnimon from its eyes with these lasers and sort of things. And again, references to other material is quite evident here, because I know many people will meme about it, but Omnimon does this very Ultra Instinct like move and just dodges all these attacks from instinct, I believe, because Taichi or Yamato are not exactly instructing him to dodge or attack or do something. They are just there to help him, support him, but they are not instinctively allowing him to fight or seeing him to fight. So I guess this is an homage to Dragon Ball in some sort of a way, because hey, this is Toei Animation after all, both are the same studios. But either way, after a brilliant fight, Algomon is finally taken down. But our worries are not over yet, because the missile is still heading towards Tokyo and it has not been disarmed yet. Koshiro is visibly upset and terrified because of this fact, and he informs this to Taichi and Yamato. And next, Taichi the Alpha, the leader that he is, he decides to stop the missile on his own. Obviously with the help of Yamato, but he decides that they have to do it, otherwise Tokyo is going to get annihilated. Koshiro informs them that there is sort of this black box kind of mechanism. Now, please note that I have no knowledge about this particular thing, like what happens inside a missile or that sort of a thing. I have no information about that. So as much as I followed this episode, there is some sort of a black box mechanism which is directing the missile towards Tokyo, so they have to defeat it, because a remnant of Algomon's data is still locking that particular part of the missile. Again, there is a very interesting shot here, because before Omnimon goes for the attack, or before Omnimon charges for the attack, there is 6 strands of light, and in my opinion, I think that symbolize the other Digidestined and their crest particularly. So in a way, Omnimon borrowed the power of all the Digidestined, even though they have not appeared in this show yet. But I think this is going to play a very bigger role later on in the series. Fine, Omnimon has appeared from the very second episode, but bigger things are about to come. I'm definitely sure about it. Maybe more fusions, maybe more forms, Who knows, but something big is going to happen. I'm pretty sure about it. So anyway, with the combined efforts, or rather combined energy from all the Digidestined, Omnimon charges his attacks towards this locked mechanism, and he defeats that particular set of data of Algomon. And what this ensures, or what this does, is that it reverts the direction of the missile, I believe. I mean, I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure if this actually is possible in real life. I mean, changing the direction of a missile 180 degree, if it's really possible, but this is an anime, so I'll give it a pass here. I mean, at least they did something different this time. I was expecting the missile to get disarmed and then fall on Tokyo, just like what happened in our war games. But no, this was very different because the direction of the missile is changed and the missile heads towards the stratosphere of the Earth and it just blasts there. Now, because of this particular phenomena, a huge electrical storm erupts that temporarily cuts off the digital world. Or rather, it temporarily cuts off every digital, thing that is happening around. So, like, people are not able to use their laptops, people are not able to use their mobile phones. I believe the billboards and all have also stopped. Like, there is an electrical surge basically. And because of this, we see that Omnimon is no longer there, and Taichi is trying to look at Agumon before everything goes white. And then he's basically transported back to the real world. So I believe there is no concept of digital gates yet, and things are just happening on instinct, I believe. But let's see what happens. Oh, and one more thing to note here. Before Taichi is transferred back to the real world, the digital storm that happened because of the eruption, that is about to destroy almost every electrical circuit in the world. Omnimon sort of uses its cloak to contain that particular blast. That was a really cool addition in my opinion, and it just adds to the scale of the things. This was really top-notch stuff. I know that the explanation for Omnimon appearing so early is not given actually, but I'm not mad at it because there are a lot more shenanigans that are about to happen in this particular season. So I'm happy about it. Next, we get an interaction between Taichi and Koshiro, who are happy that the things have turned out well. There are some good happy moments between them. Things revert back to normal. Taichi's mom and Hikari return back to home, safely and securely. Next, we get another subversion of expectations because the next day, Taichi and Koshiro are going to their summer camps. Here we get to see Joe as a cameo and Sora particularly. Again, this is a subversion of expectation because I personally thought that they are going into the digital world from here, or at least the whole gang is going to get introduced here. But that didn't happen. We are only properly introduced to Sora this time. And then there are some more things happening, like Taichi and Koshiro are returning from their bus when a particular thing happens. There is another sort of electrical surge in the circuit or in the network, and a Digimon appears. Because of this, everything is going haywire in the real world because the electrical circuits have been terribly affected and there is a blackout. There is a huge scale of blackout. Koshiro informs Taichi next day that if this blackout is not solved, then there will be great repercussions because of this. So, in order to stop these things, Taichi heads for the location. But once again, we see a very interesting thing here. Before he is about to leave his home, Hikari asks him if he is going somewhere. Taichi just tells Hikari to be safe and he would be returning soon. But for a split second, and I think many people might have missed it as well, for a split second, behind Hikari, there is again that particular feather. Now this is really poking my interest. What exactly is this feather all about? I think that there can be three particular explanations about this. First and foremost, Hikari and TK, and by extension, Angewumon and Angemon are going to have a bigger role in this particular season. Let's see what happens. Secondly, this has perhaps got something to do with homeostasis or the Dark Genii. And lastly, it is probably hinting at something like Omnimon Merciful Mode. I don't know, this is just my speculation. Next we see Taichi meeting up with Koshiro, but Sora notices him and she also goes with them. Next we see the light of Digivolution from their Digivices and they're transported into the digital world. Now, what happened to Koshiro or Sora, that is not shown in this particular episode, but we see Taichi meeting with Agumon once again, and we are finally getting a proper introduction of the digital world. This was lovely. This was like really, really good in my opinion. The digital world looks really beautiful, and I'm not kidding here. So that ends the episode here, and we are finally into the digital world. The preview for the next episode, that is episode 4, focuses more on Sora, but there is much more adventure aspect to it. So overall, I'm really happy about the things that are happening currently. Thank you so much Toei Animation for not screwing this up. Now, in my last week's review, I said that I would talk about Omnimon in a separate video, but I thought that let's not do that video as soon as possible. And now that we have seen episode 3, I think this would be a good time to do that particular video. So stay tuned for that. It's probably coming out this week. Also, this is like a very important thing for me, and I'm really happy to say this. Today is the 3rd anniversary of Wonderwa IC. Like, thank you so much guys for your constant support and inspiration. This has been a lovely ride. Obviously, there has been a lot of ups and downs. I have seen many good times and many bad times in this journey of 3 years. I have almost quit because of the mental pressure and all the things, but thanks to you guys, thanks to the wonderful comments that you guys have made, I have stuck with this channel because I love making videos and I love talking to you guys. So thank you so much for the constant love and support. This really means a lot to me. I just wish that we get to 3000 subscribers as soon as possible. So please see that if it's possible or not. Like, that would be really cool in my opinion. Again, thank you so much guys for watching the videos. This means a lot to me. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Please let me hit 3K as soon as possible. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and follow me on Facebook. Links are in the description below. This is Wonderwa IC, and I'll see you soon in the next video.